Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it.
The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon-class commission, right?
The Adventurers Guild doesn't employ that kind of classification system. In fact, this commission is also probably not nearly as intimidating as all it asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Huh? Then why did you say we were the only ones for the job?
I came across this commission while reviewing our backlog not too long ago. It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure, despite attempts by several accomplished and renowned adventurers. With the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake, it's in our best interest to assign this.
Well, that's us for sure.
All I'm asking is for you to give it your best shot. If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the—
Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that's made it so hard?
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara Village. But the problem is, they don't know the missing person.
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name? If so many adventurers have failed to complete this commission, maybe this
Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission. Besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to it. In any case, it would probably be best to go to Vimara Village and ask around first. The Adventurers Guild does have some information on hand, but I would say anything you can learn directly from the villagers would—
Alright then, let's go! I'm starting to get really curious about this whole thing.
Don't you think my craftsmanship deserves a higher price? It's called being a freelancer. You folks just...
We made it to Vimara Village! Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy? If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be, we're gonna need to carry out a very detailed investigation.
Hello there. You looking to...
Oh, no, we're adventurers.
Ah, so you're here about that, then. To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been over...
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name? Where did he live?
I don't know. I really have no clue.
Okay, guess you are really sick of...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound short with you. I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but we just don't know the specifics. Maybe we did at one point, but at least that's what everyone in the village seems to think. We've all
Alright, specifics aside then...
Young guy, in his early 20s probably. I'd chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for other...
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did before. Seems like...
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond of him. There aren't many young people like him nowadays. So genuine and pure.
Could he have just moved away without telling anyone?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen by a single...
Alright, thanks for the information. We're gonna go ask around some more.
that guests I hear?
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts.
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help anyway. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his... I don't think his parents are still living in the village. But somehow, he would often take time to visit the... And whenever someone had something on their mind, he was there. As the village chief, I owe him many thanks. Helping villagers navigate difficult...
Wow. He seems like such a nice and gentle person, but, you wouldn't happen to know any details about his name, address, or family situation, right?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it.
It's okay. There's no need to force yourself to try and remember. We'll figure something out. Well, Traveler, what do you think? Paimon thinks so too. And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived? It's like this. Wait, so you're saying... Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that one. Someone who only exists in people's memories?
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right?
Yep, sure are. We were just looking at...
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. I've been so worried the adventure... My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vimara Village. Anyway, I just wanted to say...
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our best shot. So, were you close to the missing...
I'm not sure this counts as a lead, but follow me. There's a place I'd like to show you.
There's no rush.
Is this the place? Under this...
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very meaning. We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes... I was actually adopted by the people of Vimara Village. I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the...
Alone?
How should I put it? When everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide in others, I don't want to become a burden. Really? You know exactly how I feel?
Aww.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing village, no matter what came my way, I knew I could always talk. He was so thoughtful and pure. And patient, too. Ever since he disappeared, there's been so much I wanted to No, none of those things matters now. I just really...
Wow. You two must have been really close. Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. Oh, right! I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was, I didn't know whether that meant they had left the village.
Still not much to go off of.
Look at me. Talking your ear off. The last time I talked this much in one go. Come to think of it. Every time we talked, it always seemed to be... Time always passed by really slowly.
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. The Abyss Order. Uh-oh, we've been spotted! Quick, get ready to fight!
Torn to oblivion! Shine down! Everybody stand back! Let me weave you a verse. Spring forth! There is no escape!
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters.
It was no trouble.
Now that I think about it, they seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight.
Maybe the Abyss Order really is. Well, we should head back and check out the situation in Vimara Village just in case. If the Abyss. Wait a second. That person. It's Dainsleif!
Ah, it's you two.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then.
Yep, see you later, Atosa! Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life?
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then?
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for this? No matter. The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in.
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the Hilly Trail activity in the.
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine
Still, the Hilly Trail activity is causing a lot of problems.
the best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That is how we prevent further tragedy. And you shall have them. I never intended to hide anything. Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk. Ah. So that was the commission that brought you here to view someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilichurl activity.
Right! That mysterious voice he heard in his sister's memory. The one who called him.
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you? I sense hesitation in your words. There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. His name is Vedrfolnir. I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin.
Your brother?
There were 5 of them. The 5 sinners of Kanria. The wise Roptatir. The visionary Vedrfolnir. Gold Rhindaughter. The foul Sertologi. And Rehir of Solnari, Rerir. No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhindaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is Skirk's master. And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedrfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clotar to create the Abyss Order.
They were once people of great esteem in Kanria. those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields. The 6 of us, together. We should have been the ones to prevent the disaster. The ones to stop the Vinster King from continuing to rock the foundation. Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more. So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power. And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy. Indeed, if they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also. Of course, as I said, I never intended to hide anything from you.
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osile and make a god or something?
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other. There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
The ley lines?
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe my recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
Wait, then our commission here in Vamara Village, the person who seems to exist only in people's
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very well turn out to be the key to unraveling these mysteries.
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try and so tired. Paimon used way too much brain juice yesterday. It's all Dane's fault saying all that complicated stuff. Well, let's go find Dane! We've got a lot to do today.
This is such a great place for a vacation. Let me just take
Dane? Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out over here? Did something happen?
The missing person from your commission. Could you describe them to me?
Oh, young guy? Early 20s? Seriously, Dane, what's going on?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that aren't there before. Memories of him. It wasn't a dream. They're memories, and I'm certain I've never met this person before. I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
What? Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with...
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the ability to...
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have of him, could they be fake too? But why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed to us this morning.
What sort of truth?
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. I am the only person who knows its location. Perhaps implanting that particular memory. Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of... However, considering their single-minded pursuit of... Come with me. We must check whether the eye is still in our possession.
Oh, so you're going to take us to where you hid it?
Of course.
Shine down!
So you hid it way out here? Not an easy place to discover, that's for sure. Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
Hey, wait up!
Body and mind.
escape! Now you shall perish! Illusion shattered!
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time. You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
Shine down! Teamwork is dream! There is no escape! Absurd! Inazuma shines eternal!
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light. That should unlock the mechanism. The door's open. Let's go. Our destination is just up ahead.
Looks like we can't go any further.
Be on your guard.
It's the Abyss Order! They're here!
Propagate! Let's light it up! Shine down! Now you shall perish! I'm going in! There is no escape! Torn to oblivion! Illusion shattered! Scatter! Why do they never miss? Let's light it up! Everybody stand back! Shine down!
Just as I suspected. The false memories were a trap. Now that they're in the vicinity, we should have it.
Dane? What's wrong?
Can you feel that? There's been a disturbance in the lake.
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing.
You too. Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place. The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, just think of it as a way to divide and conquer. I knew going along with your trap would be the only way to meet with you face to face.
You risked your safety and that of the Eye? That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif. But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
So you came here all on your own? What about those followers of yours?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom. Better, I know you must have a lot to say. But if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
The Abyss Order's on the move. The ley lines are all out of whack. We better hurry back to Vimara Village. Hey, look at those hilly trails. Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago?
In the New World, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun. At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure.
Did you hear that? It sounded so gentle. Oh, this is weird. Let's check if this is happening anywhere else. Looks like the same thing is happening over here, too.
You see, we're both still here. We've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love. Release your tears. You no longer need to hold back your sorrow.
Over there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered, soft, "Sleep well, Father. Sleep well, my beloved people. When you awake, that which differentiates us shall..."
It almost sounds like a poem or some kind of story. Well, now that the hilly trolls have calmed down, let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance. Grandpa Medea, is everyone all right? The Abyss...
The Abyss Order? Thank you for your
Well, that's... Oh, also, you didn't happen to come... Huh? You know, that's kind of the whole reason we're here.
Ah, I do apologize. At least right now, I can...
But how is that? All right. Something's definitely not right. We just talked to Grandpa. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager... You're right. We should...
Someone's gone.
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of... He's around 20 years old, and you said he was a con...
Oh, I know who you're talking.
Really? You remember?
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. Then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt. Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he... Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that we've somehow...
If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, that could explain... Time travel is extremely difficult to perform. The current situation probably has something to do with the disturbances in the ley lines. If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now.
Right! Paimon totally forgot about the ley line disturbances. We're in someone else's memory. Just like how you entered your sibling's memory last time. That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a right. If he's someone who only exists in people's memories, then we're finally... But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with some... Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? We might not have... Good idea! We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to... Right! That! Could we try to figure out more about... Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow give him a...
If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original recollection. All the memories seem to be set in or near Vimara village. But no, based on what we know so far, there isn't any evidence to... There's a difference between memories that arise from lived experiences and those that are implanted into the mind. Maybe not. We don't have any way to prove whether certain memories were simply forgotten or never existed.
No wonder! All this time and the sky hasn't changed a bit! That must mean time isn't passing! That's the tell of the fake memories! The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off. Like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment.
The color of the sky.
Oh, right! That's a...
Oh, come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like...
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely Atos's memory. Yeah, that's where they'll be!
So, you see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like, oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things. It's okay if you don't. You could...
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and you'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Oh, right! This version of Atosa hasn't met us yet!
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find. So, I should see what they need.
Another time, huh? Yeah.
It's nice to see you, Traveler. I believe this is the first time we've met.
Born into abject sorrow. You're... Kari Bear Alberich.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? This is Atosa's memory. I came, but I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find somewhere else to talk. I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world after all. It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host. Extreme sorrow and pain. Hope and regret coursing through your veins. and a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension. Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, but despite his intentions for me, I never, in truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion. The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant. As for your question, the Loom of Fate is a device capable of weaving Layla. In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories. But, as more of it is completed, its power becomes once fully completed, the moment it gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability, but it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world. Yes, I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. After all, its existence cost me my life. That. I was wrong to implant those memories. I just wanted them to feel like I once existed in this world. As if I had a chance at life. I know what you... Why would I do something so meaningless? But I just couldn't accept it. I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me. Chief Ahmadiyya, Baram, Granny Jahiyat, Atosa. What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life, even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. I know it sounds stupid. After all, any chance at living was stripped away from me when I was 8 years old. Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. I know. But there's nothing I can do. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the sudden... I know. Captain Dainsleif. Twilight's sword, you mean? Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the Loom of Fate has already been completed. No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess. Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time. His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their he would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away. That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. That's right, because... before you two entered that false location.
Traveler, wait. We've no time to lose. Let's head inside.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye. Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be... I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist. in the face of everything they could be planning. I fear, in any case, I had my own use. You remember my father, don't you? Clotar Alberic, after he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form. To comfort me, my father told me a story. That story managed to dispel my fears. My goal was simple. To use the loom of fate in its near to implant a specific memory. In that memory, I would tell them a story. I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist. All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the loom of fate. But now, the bedtime story is finished.
Looks like I was too late to see Kari Bear one last time. Kari Bear's consciousness is gone, and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible. Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too. Well, how about a conversation? The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by. That battle earlier was tough. The one against Dane, I mean. I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me. Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. The loom of fate, huh? Before the heavenly principles awaken. Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria. Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro Archon destroy her divine throne. Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia took no action. I suppose that's proof enough of the heavenly principles situation. However, the heavenly principles will awaken. You could say that. Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Even as a hilichurl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit. He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it. So ask yourself this. Who, of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the heavenly principles are too complicated. Ether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end. Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together, you told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me. Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
You mean...
I miss you too, Ether. But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own brother.
What's going on?
This space has lost its tether. I doubt it'll be able to exist much longer. In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. Everything in this space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our reunion.
You're only telling me this now?
Still so sleepy. Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that... Oh, and Dane came by just now? He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were alright and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but... Let's think for a second. We were in that memory. He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember. Wait, really? Well, what happened after that?
Ah, there you are. Sleep well.
Bayram? You sure seem happy. Did something good happen?
Something good? Huh. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party. So there we were, searching a what? According to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all... And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Oh, and we also remembered his name, Curry Bear. Now, that's not a name you hear every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it sooner. Well, I hope he's happy wherever he is.
Seems like everyone thinks Curry Bear left the village. That's probably for the best. At least, Paimon wonders how Atosa's... Paimon didn't see her in the village just now.
Oh, it's you two. I was part of the search party. Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so important. He always seemed to appear out of nowhere, and if Kari Bear wants me to forget about the time, I relied on him for a lot of things. Okay, I'll admit. I was dumb. Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without... You don't need to come. It's just like Kari Bear said. It's the thing. And you know, if he has a heart... Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two.
Well, that should be it, right? Oh, right! Weren't you about to tell Paimon? A picture?